big beat. Oh, wow.
Mute right here. Big beat on Netflix right now. Netflix up to 616 and starting to go right now. We'll go into a 1 minute chart. Oh, there goes the other way right now, down to 593. There goes Netflix right now. This is sponsored by Benzinga Pro. So let's get ready to rock and roll. We do have Miss Danielle Shay coming out here. I'm going to get you the numbers in just 1 second. Right here. Okay, get this closed. Where I don't see it on here yet, but there is an earnings beat. We're going to wait to hear what is happening. An initial spike up to 640 for Netflix. We wait. I don't see anything hit yet. I'm hearing it in my ear from Benzinga Pro. I'm not seeing it on here yet, but right now Netflix is starting to go down to the downside. I'm refreshing. I'm not seeing it. Once I do get it, we will find that out for you. But right now Netflix is down $11, down 3%. We had some notes that we made about this, but right now, yeah, you did a lot of work on this, Adara, but it came out real quick. 12% last year. EPS missed last year, 211 versus 222. So we're going to find out what happens now with Netflix, because I don't see the numbers yet, and I don't know if they're officially out. I mean, this is one of the wildest earnings reports I've seen in a heck of a long time. Netflix goes 640 down to 570 and now 605. Netflix basically, I'm hearing that it's out, but I don't have the numbers. I just got to say a big shout out to everybody that's here with me right now. Here we go, man. As soon as I get it, we will have it. And guess what? They are out right now. Breaking news. Bang. It's out. Netflix right here. 2000 quarter one. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit for you here. 528 beats 451. Sales 937 beats 927. So we're getting good top and bottom line beats here for Netflix. Let's see what happens here into the close, or sorry, the market's closed, into this report. So there it goes. Nice move to the upside. They beat on both sides. So what we wait for now is subscriber growth. We'll hear about that. We'll hear about the different tiers, and we'll figure this all out. But right now, Netflix with a big banger. Danielle's taught me one thing, and that was look at what the expected move is. We are expecting 8.3% of a move on Netflix. If we flip this back over into the day chart for Netflix, you're going to see something interesting. We were bouncing off of the 50-period moving average, and now we look to, honestly, where's my pen? Here it is. Hey, what's up, pen? We are now looking at this top. Whoa, wrong thickness on that. Right there. 840 or so as the top level break for Netflix. That's the level that we're looking at, 834, 835. Can we get higher than that for NFLX? Probably good news for the trips. Let's go find out what's going on with Qs. Nah, the NASDAQ not really reacting to this. So here we go. 269 global streaming memberships. Okay, I have it right here on Benzinga. There it is right now. Global streaming paid memberships, 269 million. Wow, I feel like that's good, man. You just went up 16% on your streams. I think that's good, man. Global streaming paid memberships, okay? So paid memberships up 16%. I feel like that's good, no? And then I feel like this guide is also good. Are we getting this bang up report here, Miss Danielle Shay, that we thought? Nice move, man. 468 expected moving forward versus 427. So far so good here for Netflix. All right, well, there are more stocks out there to talk about, but Netflix definitely grabbing my attention. So let's just go over today, look at some of the sectors that we're blasting off, and then we'll watch out. We'll still watch Netflix. Let's go have a quick look here. Netflix on a 1 minute chart. Unfortunately, flat. It's Hydration Nation. Hit it with me. Man, yesterday we filmed a podcast over here. What a difference a day makes. All right, we're still waiting for Intuitive, ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. That not out yet. ISRG, ISRG. All right, big mover again, expensive stock. 170, 140 billion. Oh, it should be up here somewhere. Am I right? Yeah, there it is. $132 billion market cap. We'll wait to see there. All right, here, comments coming from, I don't know if it's from Reed Hastings or not. We now expect forward operating margin of 25%. So I don't know if that's a story that they like or not, but here it is right here. We now expect forward operating margin of 25% based on foreign exchange rates, up from a prior forecast of 24%. Okay, so operating margin higher. That seems good to me. We'll see if anything else drops for that. But so far there, Netflix, kind of a hold my beer moment right now, waiting for a big move. I don't know if we're going to get it. China today, nicely done. Let me put this to a 3-minute. China nicely up here. We're going to have down, you know what, let's go with a 5-minute. So this is year-to-date. Year-to-date FXI right now. Oh, you can't see it because, you know what, let's get my face off of here quickly. I just want to show this feature here quickly if we can. Who's over there, Ramin? Throw me off, and then I just want to show this quickly. Yeah, there it is, thank you. Up 5% so far year-to-date. FXI trying to hold out some levels there today. An important thing that I want to show, so keep it like this for a second. This was what the board looked like today for the market. So let's do a quick little recap here of the sectors. Despite a strong start today, we did have mega caps start to come back in, including Microsoft right here, down 2%, Apple down 0.57. Jobless claims data, the only major economic release today, came in slightly lower than expected, so that was kind of a nothing burger. Our good friend Fed Williams made some, kind of some hawkish comments today on inflation and policy. Happy with current rates. That's not good for anybody right now. Canaccord says buy Meta, so you can see Meta up today 1.5%. Also positive comments about Google. No major economic data releases for tomorrow, but we have to look out for, of course, Fed Goolsbee speaking, and then we're going to look out for Netflix earnings and more to come tomorrow, including Procter & Gamble in the morning and American Express. I mean, JP Morgan and some of the financials today nicely to the upside. Burke, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo up there, 2 and a bit percent. See you, Fabian. Have a good one, man. I'll check you tomorrow. No, you're not in tomorrow. Then have a good weekend. Deserve that one right there. Hardest working. What is that? What exactly is your title again, Ramin? Chief of everything over there, Ramin? She's really in charge around here. Gold right now. Nice move to the upside today. Again, if you are worried about potentially this fall in the NASDAQ, I asked Danielle last week at this very time, what's up with the put-call ratio? Okay, right now, gold upside. Look at the triple Qs on the daily. This is the NASDAQ. We had Danielle on last week. Since then, we've lost about couple points, 3% or so in the NASDAQ in about a week. Not having a good one. This is going to be, is it going to be 3 weeks in a row of red? Yes, it is. I mean, this is the weekly candle. Not looking very healthy unless we can somehow get, Dara, maybe wear green tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get this market to rally or not. No, wear whatever you want. I'm just joking. Okay. We have a green blanket hanging around here right now. Man, we have way too much fun right now. Okay, I just want to say to everybody, earnings right now, the only real big name. We're going to, if you're rocking with me right now, thank you so much. Let me check how many people are. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. What? Over 3,400 watching right now. Boom, we like that. We like that a lot. So thank you for that. We will be going over all of the major earnings every single day. So it'll be rapid fire. Like you thought today was quick. Wait till you see Microsoft, Meta, Google all drop on the same day, followed by Apple. I'm just making this up. I'm not sure if they're all on the same day. Followed by Apple, AMD, and names like that. They just go bang, bang, bang. But for right now, it is whoa. Hello. Let me drop an anchor on this one more time. Where's the anchor from this day, Mr. Brian? Yeah, we are coming right in at 579 right now. The anchor from this gap. That's what we're looking for. Will Netflix hold in and around 575? If I drop another anchored view app at that bottom play from the October bottoms, that's where we get the ominous $500 level for Netflix. But I don't even really want to flip this over into a minute chart because I'm a little bit scared to show you what this is going to look like. So let's do it anyways. Unfortunately, Netflix going the other way. All those numbers that I read for you were good. There must be something in this report that maybe is, this is not good. Netflix will stop reporting quarterly membership numbers? Okay, that's interesting. I don't think that's a good thing, but I don't know. I don't really care too much about that. They see as long as they see this, man, net operating margin, okay, this is the problem. Q2 operating margin, 26.6 versus 28. So, whoa, all that news just filled in there. They are seeing a reduction, actually, it looks like, in operating margin for Q2. So Q1 was an up operating margin, but then reduction there in Q2. Could be part of the story right there. They get global streaming paid net additions. Okay, again, here's another problem. 9.3 million net paid additions versus 13 million. So it looks like we're starting to dig in. We're starting to see some more numbers from Netflix. It looks like it's going to be a negative net paid addition number. And then also looking out to Q2, negative on margins. That ain't good. We don't like that as supporters of Netflix. But I feel like I've sold that stock. I'm going to have to look. I hold too many names if I can't even remember. Another drink. All right. Oh, wow. Isn't this nice? Here's Danielle Shay tweeting this out. I decided to play Netflix butterflies. Well, you might have had butterflies in your stomach with that play, going both directions. Let's grab some popcorn and see how it plays out. So, okay, she's got the glasses on. All right, we're trying to get all fancy, so let's go find out right now. And we are ready to bring her on. It's Miss Danielle Shay. Let's go. Hey, Danielle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm not too bad at all. I saw you played some butterflies and you got your little fancy glasses on today.
Well, just trying to tamper down those headaches, and it seems to be working.
Oh,
so I
good.
think I'm gonna keep doing this.
Are they any blue light or anything like that for the rays off the computer screens?
No, they're not actually, but that's a great idea.
Why, thank you. Okay, Netflix. I mean, I don't know. I just read some negative headlines there. There were some positive headlines. And I kind of feel like, Danielle, this is going to be par for the course as we move forward with a lot of these big tech companies where we're going to get, I feel like, good quarters out of them. And then we just wait for some of the guides. So that's always been a problem, moving forward. Let's see what happens to Netflix. Any thoughts on this initial move?
So looking at this earnings season, I think we're seeing a little bit of a trend already, which is that companies are doing well. I mean, we saw it with Taiwan Semi, right? We had a nice EPS beat, a nice revenue beat, and guidance wasn't bad either, but yet it's down 5%. Netflix right now, I mean, they had great numbers and stock's a little bit frothy. It's down about $20, which,
Yep.
I mean, that's not bad, right? But given the numbers, you would expect a little bit more excitement. So what I think this is demonstrating is that there's really high expectations after the market rally that we've seen. And I think that we can expect even some of these very strong bullish companies to pull back, even if they have great reports.
Yeah, I agree. I think we were a little bit overcooked to the upside. We talked about some of the relative strength. And I mean, something that I've been talking about is looking at the relative strength. We saw JP Morgan start to head to the downside. Then they missed, and they're down 20 points as well, from 200 down to 180. And then there's your Netflix down there. You don't really use anchored VWAPs, do you?
I don't, but tell me all about it.
I don't have enough time. No, but Anchor VWAP, basically, you can just, come over to my screen right here. But thank you for putting me on the spot. I do have a book here. My very good friend, can you pass me this book, Brenda, when you get a second right there? Brian Shannon's talked about it. And what it is you can drop, sorry, it's right in front of this screen here, Brendo. Brendan, you're not on the screen, bro. Hold on, Danielle. Brendan's taking his time. Here it is. He's almost caught on screen there. This is Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. Brian Shannon, go find it at Alpha Trends. But basically, Danielle, you can just drop a VWAP, which is volume weighted average price, anywhere on the chart. And what we choose, if you come over here, this is kind of a cool study here. You can actually, so I've just dropped it at this gap level. So we'll start calculating this level, and we just got down to 578. That's not bad. And I also dropped one over here back at that October low, giving us to 500. I don't think we fill that gap down there to 500. Is there anything on your radar that might tell you that maybe Fibonacci levels or anything like that, where this move may stop? For me, I'm calling in and around this 580.
I like that level, Shawn. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So this chart of mine, it doesn't have the after hours data on it. So that's why you're not seeing it move. But I have a couple different points on here. I think that 550 is a pretty good price target because that's where you have this gap. That's also where you have the key psychological value of $550. It's pretty close to where the expected move was. The expected move was $49. And so, Netflix moves within the expected range. That could bring you there. Yes, I was looking at a potential of a 2x move, because Netflix can move a lot on earnings and it's not over yet, right? So In the instance that Netflix does continue falling, could it fall to 500? I mean, yeah, if it breaks 550, it could. As of right now, the reaction, I mean, it's not looking like it's going to fall all the way to 500, which
No.
is great, I think, for the market. But those were my two support levels to the downside, 550 and then 500.
Yeah, up 21% year to date there on NFLX. Oh, Danielle, the story doesn't seem to stop with our friend Elon Musk. I'm not sure what to expect with this. Tesla today down another 3.5%. Yeah, it's not good. We had some great shorts here today on Tesla. It was my number one idea on the sticky note. And yeah, it just keeps on getting faded. Every pop, I feel like, starts the day with a move down, comes back to 152 down, tries to get going again, can't even break the 200 period, 151, kept on making lower highs, and ends the day near the bottom. Are we mistaken to think that Netflix, that Tesla is going to hold this 150 area? I'm not sure we do. And then the next thing we look at is 112. You've been dead on this, Danielle. So any thoughts right here about which was once a good friend of both of ours, but now appears to be in the doghouse? It's Tesla.
Shawn, I told you I love Tesla to the short side.
You
And I
did.
mean, I wish I would have just put my whole account in it and closed my eyes, but can't risk like that, so I didn't. But when you're looking at the support zones here, I mean, here's the thing. If it can't hold 150, it is absolutely hosed, because that
Hosed.
is, it's really the last support level until you get all the way down to where you're saying, 112, 100. And here's the thing, Netflix has a daily squeeze, which is just now breaking out. That's a consolidation breakout. And we haven't even had the earnings report yet, okay?
Oh,
All of
man.
this downside move has happened in anticipation of that earnings report. And if we have Netflix and Taiwan Semi that are, a little bit lackluster on good reports, imagine what's going to happen if Tesla comes out and has another weak report. The last 4 quarters,
Yep.
it's had major gaps lower: 8.7%, 6.9%, 4.4%, and then 8%. So, I mean,
Yeah.
no, that could fall further.
Yeah, the fact that we've just been down now 4 straight quarters, and the story, in my opinion, on Tesla is getting worse. I mean, we finally got those job cuts down. I think it was 10%. And then yesterday, wow, I don't know if you saw this, Danielle, but another name that we could have put all of our money in, which we didn't, was the short of Rivian. Rivian has been getting absolutely clocked. This is not a name that you and I have ever discussed, but RIVN here coming out with their report on May 7th. Still a lot of time to go. They cut jobs yesterday. They dropped some hot was it called the R3? I don't know what it was, but a new truck. And that was not well received. It's been downhill since then. That was the day that they were rolling it out. Rivian continues to be a problem. I'm going to put up a weekly chart here just to catch a quick drift. No, that's it. Yeah. So it looks better on a daily. Yeah, just straight to the downside. A lot of shareholder wealth being disseminated here on Rivian. Is this ever a name that you've traded at all?
I haven't looked at this chart in a while, but let me tell you, this is like my favorite pattern before
Perfect.
earnings. So I'm glad that you found it, because this is what you want to look for. When you see a stock that's in a downward trend like this, and then you can see that the previous quarter, it had a major gap lower and it's continued in a bearish trend,
Yep.
and you have earnings coming up, that is just a death pattern, okay? And that is why Tesla was a short. And it's because you have investors in that stock and they're like, oh, please don't let it gap down another 20% on earnings. And so they bail on it before the report. So, yeah, I mean, I know people will say, well, it's already fallen so much. Yeah, it has, but it can go to zero. So I like it.
Good, good. I'm glad we brought that up, because that's cool to talk about, like patterns that you do like. We do have to talk about something quickly, because last week we promoted it near the end. I want to do it while we have 3,000 people on right now. You're going to be breaking down on your YouTube channel some of this Netflix trade tomorrow. So let's just call that up, because you're often imitated but never duplicated. We've got the real Danielle Shay on right now, and I want to show the real Danielle Shay's YouTube page. So let's go over, have a quick look at that, Danielle. The mic is yours. Where can people find you?
You can follow me at Trader Danielle on YouTube. Make sure you don't get the fake ones because, they're going to try to ask you for money for Bitcoin, and that is not me. So, this is my channel. I actually just made a video about how I shorted Tesla using butterflies. So, make
Okay.
sure you check that out. I have a bunch of butterflies on right now, and whenever I take them off, I'll be making more videos about Netflix earnings, and you'll probably be able to see those tomorrow.
Great. So we will definitely check that out. Okay, another name that you've really liked. Let's just go over it because we do get new people in the chat. I will actually, hey, Bears versus Bulls. Danielle, let me take one or two questions. You good with
Yeah,
that?
sure. Anytime.
Okay, perfect. Bears versus Bulls. If you see any decent ones in there, let me know. Pass them on to me, and we'll get that going. Last week, you profiled Microsoft for us. Now we are getting the move that you and I had both kind of feared. We had talked about this. We had worried about getting long or getting into a position. Come over to my screen quickly here, Ramin, just quickly. We are now pulling back in with earnings just a week away, April 25th. So 2 days after Tesla, we're going to get Microsoft. Next week is going to be an awesome week. 400, that looks like a slippery slope to me, breaking below the 50. Is this still setting up? Do you like the long potentially here on Microsoft? Any advice for those of us looking to get long into earnings? Do we wait? Do we act now? Is it maybe not healthy environment for Microsoft?
Shawn, I have to tell you that Microsoft is my favorite ticker to trade, and it's typically my biggest moneymaker, but this setup kicked me in the butt, okay? When you break through the 50 simple like this and you shift in an overall trend, I mean, that's a trend break. We're seeing a major trend break in Microsoft. I do not ever want to be long a stock when it breaks through the 50, but this one got me. So I'm not going to add into it at this point at all. I think it's a little bit too close to the earnings report. We're going to be on together after that earnings report next Thursday.
Hell yeah.
But the only thing I could do with this at this point is if, like, let's say if
Yep.
the put call ratio stays up above 1, which it has been pretty close, by the way. It's at, I think, 0.9. And it's been up there for a few days, so we're getting close. But if the put call ratio stays up above 1,
Wow.
and
Yep.
if there's some other major bullish catalyst and we see a huge short squeeze, then yes, I would buy some more Microsoft. But right now that pattern's broken and the long did not work.
Yeah, that's a dangerous setup there, especially heading into this NASDAQ. I mean, we talked about it being a little bit over, I don't know, just overbought at some of those levels. And so it does run into it. But you know what, Danielle? I'd rather buy Microsoft at these lower levels heading into earnings to get that surprise, give us that juice back up to the upside. So I like some of the stuff you're talking about there. I'm going to give you a second because if you don't mind, WDC is a symbol that we're getting asked questions about. Western Digital, it's going to be in the right space. So come over to my screen. We'll let Danielle have a quick look, set her screens up as well. But WDC, Western Digital, I'll put this into the chat. I know Danielle's in the chat. She'll probably stay on for a little bit after. Let me just see this. It is from, I wanted to give a big shout out to our mod as well. Bears versus Bulls just dropped this. So right here, here's the question from Jay Sond. Question for Danielle Shay. How would you play WDC Butterfly with earnings coming up? Anything similar to maybe what you did here today on Netflix, but that's what they're looking for. It's good to promote the Butterfly because you're going to have videos on that, which everybody, of course, could check out tomorrow. So Western Digital, guys, coming out on April the 25th. It's again, a great runner, nice move, but is pulling back in. What do you see, if anything, if you're set up for Western Digital?
So whenever you're looking at trying to create a butterfly, you just want to ask yourself, am I looking for the expected move, or am I looking for a situation in which it moves 1.5 or 2 times the expected move? And that's how you make your decision as far as, where you're going to place your butterfly. So with Netflix, I went about at the expected move and then 1.5 to 2 times the expected move. So basically I have 2 different plays. With this one in particular, the expected move is going to be about $6, okay? And, you can't set it up right now because you'd have to do it right before the report, which would be next Thursday, but let's pretend it was reporting right now. So looking at WDC, first of all, you just want to see how often does it stay within the range. Last quarter down 2.4%, quarter before that up 10%, 1.3, 2.8, 0.3, 4.6. So this one is a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Another thing that I will notice is that when you look at the moves, you have about half the time up and half the time down. So in that case, you just have to make the decision. All right, do you want to bet on it up or down? The move that it's pricing in is going to be about 8-9%.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty high. But basically what you would do is you would just throw some fib levels on here and say, okay, wow, we have a really nice price target up here at $80 at your 1272, but you also have an easier target at the previous high, which, 76.92, you would use 75 for a butterfly instead of 76. So you could do a butterfly targeting 76 or 80. This one would be the expected move. This one would be the greater than expected move. And then to the downside, you would just do the same thing. You can do where this area of support is at 65, and you can do another one down at 60. I don't normally recommend doing 4 different trades on one ticker, but it just depends what the overall risk is per trade.
All right.
And you can obviously always just decide like, hey, I only want to do the long trades or only want to do the short trades.
Right. So depending on the preference there, Jay says a big thank you in the chat as well. So that was absolutely fantastic, obviously. And we'll wait to see as it comes closer to the report to figure out those levels. And we just pretended it was reporting tomorrow. Okay. People, there's a lot of questions, but we just picked one out of here, and it's just a generic one about the market, because as we sit here, they want to know about the SPY. So it's from AV. So AV is a big participant in our chat. What option trade ideas, if any, do you currently have prepared for the SPY? So maybe you don't have any, and maybe we can even talk about that. Is there an index of choice for you? Do you sort of jump around? I've been looking at SMH recently because that's an ETF, but because of the semiconductors. I know IWM has been pretty popular, but not really moving as much. Are you looking at the SPY or Qs? Do you have a preference on a major index or an ETF that you like to play when doing option trades?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, whenever I'm doing my analysis, I usually do it off of the futures charts. So I'll look at the S&P futures or I'll look at the NASDAQ futures. But if I'm going to swing trade options, generally your best liquidity and your best pricing is going to come with the SPY. So, you're going to be able to get some pretty cheap trades in there. I like holding those as swing trades, but I do primarily trade the NASDAQ just because it moves a little bit more. So I'll generally trade the QQQs. Now, if I was going to day trade, in that instance, I usually use the SPX. So for the SPX, the reason why I would use that is because it has 0 DTE options. And so you can come in at the end of the day. I love trading the close and I love looking for movement at the close. And I mean, you can just place, butterflies, just $10, $15 higher, $10, $15 lower, depending on which direction you're looking for the market to go. So if I'm going to day trade, it's definitely going to be the SPX over the SPY.
You remind me of our friend Chris Brecher from Simpler Trading, and he talks all the time about those closing trades and breaks them down. So we like that, and especially with those imbalances coming out at 350, you can get, like today there was a 1.5 billion to buy, and we saw the market shoot up a little bit there, so you could take advantage of that. All right, someone slipped in. What's up to Ian Rispetto? It's going to be, I'm going to ask you about Boeing, so BA. So I'm going to give you a second to go have a quick look at that. They report next week as well on April the 24th. Ian slipped in here with a $5 super chat, so I want to say thank you so much to that, Ian. We got to get wrapped up here. It's almost 4:30, but we'll stay a little bit late because guess what, Danielle? Traders stay late. So Ian Rispetto wants to know about Meta and Boeing. I chose Boeing for that. So let's go over there and have a quick look. I mean, on the daily chart, I'm not going to make any fun comments about this thing. This stock is basically grounded, but I feel like it needs to be grounded. Down here into 170, you are now starting to break all kinds of support if we haven't even already. Even on the weekly chart as this loads up, we've already taken out that 180. That looked pretty good. Next level of support, unfortunately, kind of looks like Tesla to me, all the way down here into 120 or so. Anything interesting that you're seeing? And I want to thank Ian for that super chat about Boeing heading into next week's April 24th report.
So when you look at Boeing, I mean, this one is such a disaster, right? I mean, they just have one problem after the next. But, you know, I agree with you and I like the downside pattern, but I will tell you it's a little bit of a red herring to me that the last 4 quarters post earnings, it gapped up. And so generally, if I'm going to short something going into earnings, it's because it has a bearish pattern, bad news, and it's been gapping lower. So with this one, since it has had some bullish gaps up after the report, it might be better to short it afterwards because, you know, you're already down on the lows. And if you do get a rally up into the 21 EMA at about maybe 180 or 184, you're going to have a much better entry and a better edge shorting it up there than, you know, trying to do it down here. But I mean, I definitely would not go long Boeing. Like this chart and the company has just been a disaster lately. So I'd stick to the short side.
Yeah, I mean, they're using dish detergent to figure out leaks in the doors. I'm going to do a hard pass on that one for sure. All right, Danielle, we're getting some comments in the chat. Everyone loves always the apparel. I mean, you have that eat, trade, sleep, trade thing. Well, I don't know what that eat, sleep, trade. I can't remember what it was. And now you have something else. So what do you got on there? Does that say Wall Street? Is that another? Yeah, that's a self-made. Yeah, what is that? What do you got? There's American flag.
Yeah, check it out. I made it. It's my merch. My 10-year-old, he's homeschooled. He's been working on making his Minecraft merch, which is absolutely hilarious, by the way. This is my sample. I made it myself. So
I like that. I like the merch. We're gonna have to get going on that around here as well. Hey, if you're ever thinking about moving again, I mean, I have a spot for you here right beside me on the desk. So you let me know if that's possible, but then you'd have to come to lovely and gorgeous and hey, Danielle, how's it going, Danielle? It's really nice to see you. Oh, no, there she, okay, my bad. But yeah, we really, you know, gorgeous opportunity to come here to Toronto, but I know you are potentially planning on visiting soon, so maybe, when is that? Is that in the fall or in the summer or maybe never?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
All right, fingers crossed. Miss Danielle Shay, they can find you at Trader Danielle on X, I almost said Twitter there, and I did anyways, and on YouTube. So once again, fingers crossed, heading into some earnings, and I'm going to see you on this exact show next week when we can dissect Microsoft. Thanks for all your work today, Danielle.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Ciao, 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 ciao. That's Trader Talk. Thing is, guys, we did it again. Over 2,500 of you watching. There's another amazing segment, in my opinion anyways, with the Danielle Shay. Thank you so much for coming on the show one more time. But you know what? This show wouldn't be anything unless we had a roll call to do. Look, man, I just shouted out AV in the chat. We've had Ian Rispetto. We've had a lot of different, you know, members of our community continuously join us on all of our programming. Yesterday, Brendo and I filmed the podcast. It was a great one. Check that out on Saturday. But there it is. There it is. Yeah, do it one more time, Ramin. Why not? One more time. All right, yeah, she's awesome. We have a lot of awesome ladies around here, that is for sure. Shout out to both Adara, Ramin, and of course, you, Danielle Shay, who is still in the chat. So much respect to everybody. All right, let's go. It's roll call. Who is still here with us right now? It is Dr. Strange. Nothing strange about that. Great show as usual, he says. Pro day trader is in the building. Andrew Chow says, hi, hey, what's going on, my guy? Brandon is here as well. Dream Ride Music. Oh, look at that. Shawn and Danielle have excellent chemistry together. Hence, a seat is waiting for her. What's up, Alex S? What's up, Hugh? What's up, Aaron? What's up, Bristol? What's up, Danielle Mendez? Future Eddie is in the building right now. Yo, yeah, we're still going. What's up, Piper? Hey, man, I've been here since 8 o'clock. We've been live with everybody. We're still cooking as well. I don't have, again, I got to download the proper software here. I can't show you too many of my trades today. One more. What's up, Oscar? What's up, CompuCare? What's up, Smokin' Mokes Barbecue? If you are ever looking for great barbecue, check out Smokin' Mokes Barbecue in a town near you. Smokin' Moke. All right, What a day it was today. We traded NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, some of the names, Amazon. What a great end of the day that was as we described our Amazon short, our AMD short. That printed that money at the end of the day. Let's see if we can put a little bit more on the board tomorrow. We've got hockey, we've got chess, we've got baseball. I got to go learn how to line a diamond. I know how to line a diamond. I was lining diamonds since I was a kid. We're going to learn more about that tonight. Shout out to High Park. We love you. It's going to be a good one tomorrow. It's Friday. Will it be Free Fall Friday? I don't know, but you're going to find out with me tomorrow. It's at Trader TV Shawn. Go follow me. Follow me everywhere except for TikTok because we have some fake ones there that I can't get off. But go follow me now, Instagram and Twitter. We're live everywhere. Hit the like. Hit to subscribe. Thank you, Miss Shay, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Ciao. Thanks, Ramin.